For cheap games, check out g2a.com, link in the description.
Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to No Man's Sky. It's finally here for the PC. Now after months of hype and months of being delayed, it's finally here and we get to play a little bit and see what we think. Now I do have high expectations for this game, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't just go ahead and do a video an hour after the game got released with my first impressions about the game and just talk some bullshit, and then that was that. I'd rather wait for 10-12 hours, I don't know how far I'm into it now, come in and tell you some real impressions about the game. Obviously I've not yet finished the game or anything like that. I don't know how long it's going to take you to get to the center of the universe, but I suspect it will take you quite some time. So if you take your time to explore and discover all sorts of things, I expect you'll be playing forever before you get to the center of the universe. Now I did have the option, because I'm following something called an Atlas path. The Atlas path actually gave me the option twice to take a shortcut to the center of the universe, which I never did because I wanted to just go around, explore as best as I can, just have some fun and just see what's out there, so I can give you a good, honest impression about the game. If it's something that you should be spending $60 on, or 59 euros, what is it on Steam, or you should be sort of waiting for a sale. Now, most of the planets that you visit, they're sort of similar to each other. Not too much, but they'll differ in color. They'll differ from planets that you'll find different kind of wildlife, different fauna, different things like that. But you'll also find planets from toxic planets to rain to really hot planets to cold to all sorts of things you'll find throughout the universe. Now, all the systems and all the planets and everything that you find, you can rename, and they'll give you some credits. And also you can buy yourself some ships. Now this is one of the most expensive ships that I found so far, and this cost 64 million. Yes, that is 64 million credits. It has 45 slots, so you can save quite a lot of stuff into this, and I bought this for like 12,000 or something like that. And I think that's a bug, and I saved it. It must be a glitch or something like that. I saved it, and I'll show you into another video, which, even though I will show you how to sort of do it, how to get a ship for 60 million for 1,200 or whatever, I don't know how you'd get to that guy or how you'd meet him or whatever. I mean, I'll show you, but I'll just sort of leave it at that. It's not like, yeah, you need to get to this spot and then you can do that. You know, that's going to be a bit tricky when it comes to No Man's Sky, since it's a game that's just so big and so massive. Now, another thing that's kind of worried me early on is the multiplayer side of things. You know, everything's going to be a lot more fun with your friends playing it. If you want to go ahead and just rule the galaxy, you and your friends just kill everything on sight and you'll be the top man there, then that's something cool that you enjoy doing with your friends. But as it is so far, latest sort of rumor is that two guys, well, no, it's not really a rumor, they actually have met, is that they can't really see each other as a multiplayer game. So effectively this is a single player as it is so far, but they've said that you can see traces of other players being there. There's Easter eggs and there's some other things that they're implementing in, so you can sort of meet each other, I'm guessing. I mean, it would be a damn shame for this not to have any kind of multiplayer to this, where you and your friend, if you beat the odds and you do somehow meet your friend, then you should be having a blast with it. Or there should be maybe a patch or something where you and your friends could meet, and it's just going to make it just so much more of an interesting experience playing with your friends. As for the sort of galactic trading systems and all that sort of stuff, most of them kind of sell the same thing. They don't really sell anything different. Rarely from time to time you'll find kind of different one or two things here and there, but mostly they will sell pretty much the same thing. The same with everybody else who's in these hangars. Now most of these ships you can just approach in, just press E, I think it is on this one, and they'll just go ahead and talk to you and they'll offer you something to buy, or you can sell to them. So whenever you go to a planet and you do a bit of mining, you've got some resources that you want to, you might want to upgrade something, you want to upgrade your, say, your multi-tool or your ship or something like that, then you can just go ahead and sell and buy from these guys if you don't feel like just going on planet and sort of looking for that resource. Now, resources, there's plenty on planets. All you got to do is just tap C and they'll pretty much show you where everything is. All you got to do is just go mine it. There is some sentinels out there that some of them will defend certain things. I mean, I went sort of the bandit way, if you wanted the space pirate way, and I pretty much killed everybody along the way. I think I've killed about 50 sentinels by now, including some of those big ones, and they have some sort of robo dog sentinels. I've killed some of them as well, so there is no penalty yet for me. Nobody's sort of refusing to trade with me. Everybody's kind of friends. Everybody's willing to sort of buy and sell to me. So I'm kind of hoping to see what really happens if you just shoot everything you see. You shoot the sort of the sentinels, everything in space that you see, any kind of ship, just blast it down. There's not too much reward for blasting everybody down because you'll just get tiny bits of material which you can easily get from a planet, and there's just no point really shooting it at this stage. Now, maybe if you shoot a freighter, one of those big cargo freighters, maybe that's going to be something different. But I'm yet to shoot one of those. I mean, I have upgraded my ship, since it's a really good ship, to as best as I can, and I think I'm just going to go and take on one of those, but that's going to be something for a different kind of video. As for No Man's Sky at this stage, it's effectively a single player game, and it's going to be a bit boring, it's going to be a bit repetitive, because you obviously the first couple of hours are going to be all cool and you're just discovering, you're learning. But come sort of 8-10 hours in or something like that, once you got used to everything, then everything's going to be a bit the same. Until we know a little bit more about the game, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more of a sort of incentive into the game, there's not really much to keep some of them going out there. Now, it's going to be one of those games where you either love it or you hate it. I know some of you are going to be spending hundreds and thousands of hours through the galaxies, finding and mining all sorts of the weirdest creatures and resources, but some of you will think, not really what I hoped for the game, it's a bit too simple and it's not really for me. And I can definitely agree with that. You know, the dogfights are not really what I expected them to be. It's just dead simple. There's no sort of fancy way of putting this. It's just boring as shit. It's just that simple. There's no other way around it. But there is tons of planets out there, there's tons of animals to be discovered and all sorts of wildlife and weird creatures. I mean, I did see some sort of creature that kind of looked like a dick. And I have some of that saved as well, and I've seen some sort of space whales. And if you see a space whale and a dick on two different planets, or the same planet I think it was, then sold. Really, my goal into the universe is not to get to the center, it's to get to that planet where there was a dick-looking creature and a space whale. You know, that's it. I've reached the center. $60, done. I'm good. I'm happy with that. It don't matter if they're never going to put in anything else in the game. I've reached my personal goal. There is tons of things for you to do in No Man's Sky. While it might appear a bit repetitive and a bit boring, I'm going to be playing a lot more of it and just exploring and finding out all sorts of weird and wonderful creatures throughout the universe. And I'll also be bringing you all sorts of videos of the weird and wonderful stuff that I find throughout the universe. Now, if I do sound a bit odd, I have been struggling with a cold for the past sort of week or so that's why I'm sounding a bit off. But that's pretty much it for me, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about the game, if you're thinking of buying it, if you're going to wait out, and I will see you guys in the next one.